In this tutorial, I will be showing you how to cut out the background from an image using Adobe Photoshop. I'll be using this apple image as an example. Let's get started. Go ahead and open the image you want to use using the file browser. Then right-click on the background layer and select Duplicate Layer. Then just go ahead and hide that layer using the eyeball. This ensures if we make any mistakes, we can go back and fix them later. We're going to be using the magnetic lasso tool. If you don't see it, hold down your click on the lasso tool until it shows up. Then click around the edge of the image you're going to want to cut out and drag your cursor around the object, letting the computer make most of the selection for you. It's okay if you make any mistakes because we're going to go back and fix them. Zoom in right here, you can see some of the background got in my selection, and we can fix that using the lasso tool. So I'm going to go back to that, and we're going to use two options here, the add to selection and the subtract from selection. If you hover over them, the computer will tell you which one is which. And using the subtract from selection, I'm just going to drag a circle around here and cut out that background. Using the add to selection, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to drag around the red part of the apple and add it to my marching ants. So I'm just going to fast forward the rest of this process, but really take your time making a nice clean selection around your object. So this is looking pretty good. One last thing we can do is select the lasso tool again and then go up to this button up here called Select and Mask. And this drop down here will give you several different backgrounds where you can preview your selection. And if I zoom in right here, you can see there's some white pixels left over from that background. I'm going to use these three sliders down here, Smooth, Feather, and Contrast, and just adjust them until the selection looks a little smoother, a little less harsh. And that looks pretty good, and I can preview it on these other backgrounds as well while I'm still in this feature. And when I'm done, I'm just going to click OK at the bottom. Alright, so we're almost done. Our last step is to actually cut out the background so we can just have our apple separated from it. There are several ways to do this. What I like to do is click Select, then click Inverse, which inverts our selection, and then go to Edit and Cut, and that's just cutting away all that background. And since we duplicated our layer earlier, we still have that if we need it later. And so our last step will be to save the image, and if you want to save it with a transparent background, just hide any unnecessary layers, click File, Save As, and select PNG from the drop-down. And you should be all done. Thank you.